There is a problem in the Bible. It insists that Pharaoh's body drowned in the Red Sea. The problem is that Pharaoh wore body armor that would have sunk his corpse to the bottom of the sea. But we already discovered all mummies of pharaohs in the New Kingdom. There is no such thing as a missing Pharaoh's mummy from the time of Moses. So if he really drowned, then his body armor should have sunk his corpse to the bottom of the sea and his body should be missing today. The soldiers did not wear any armor, but the Pharaoh did. Defensive equipment of the Egyptian army. Because of the climate, very little armor was ever worn in Africa. In Egypt's Old and Middle Kingdom, Egyptian soldiers never wore armor. In the Old Kingdom they are usually depicted wearing only a belt and a small triangular loincloth. Sometimes broad leather bands covered part of the torso of charioteers, but generally soldiers are depicted without any body protection. Again, the pharaohs were, not surprisingly, the exception. Pharaohs wore scale armor. Copper and iron scales were sewn to leather and fabric. Then semi-precious stones were added for decoration. Military of ancient Egypt, the pharaohs often wore scale armor with inlaid semi-precious stones, which offered better protection, the stones being harder than the metal used for arrow tips. This metal armor plus the semi-precious stones are much denser than water and should have sunk the corpse of the pharaoh to the bottom of the sea. Instead, we found his body inland mummified. Since they didn't have the technology to find and raise his body, Christians have to explain who raised his body from the bottom of the sea? But the Quran didn't do this mistake. Instead, the Quran insists that Allah specifically saved Pharaoh's body. Quran 10:92. Today we will preserve your body, so that you become a sign for those after you. But most people are heedless of our signs. Allah saved Pharaoh's body because Pharaoh could not float. And since Allah saved his body, then no mummy should be missing today. No mistakes in the Quran.